Stop for a moment, take a slow breath, let the noise around you become quiet, because these next few minutes can change the way you look at money, fear, prayer, and God's provision. Many people pray for money while carrying deep anxiety in their hearts. They ask for a financial breakthrough, yet their thoughts remain trapped in fear, scarcity, and uncertainty. This prayer begins somewhere deeper. It begins with faith. Not faith as a promise that a certain amount of money will suddenly appear, but faith as the decision to trust God while placing every financial concern into His hands. Tonight, you will be guided through a prayer designed to help you release financial fear, ask for wisdom, seek honest opportunities, and become more aware of the ways provision can enter your life. You will learn why prayer is not about forcing God to act according to our timing. It is about opening the heart, asking for guidance, and becoming ready to recognize the doors that may already be opening. There is also a lesser-known truth about financial prayer. Sometimes the first answer does not look like money. It may look like clarity, a new idea, a useful connection, courage to take a responsible step, wisdom to avoid a harmful decision, peace that allows you to think clearly again. These changes can become the beginning of something much greater. So stay until the very end, because the final part will bring everything together in a focused prayer for provision, wisdom, protection, and direction. Find a quiet place. Set aside the fear for these few minutes. Let your heart become still. Welcome to Manifest Oracle. Subscribe and join us as we explore faith, prayer, abundance, and the deeper spiritual principles that can transform the way you see your life. Right now, stop hiding the need behind a polite prayer. Bring it into the light. Speak to God with honesty. You do not need perfect words, impressive phrases, or a carefully prepared speech. Bring the real situation exactly as it stands. Maybe there are bills waiting to be paid. Maybe work feels uncertain. Maybe family responsibilities are becoming heavier. Maybe an opportunity is in front of you, yet you lack the resources or confidence to pursue it. Maybe you simply feel tired of wondering how everything will come together. Bring every one of those concerns into prayer. God already knows your situation, but honest prayer changes your posture toward that situation. Instead of carrying every burden alone, you place it before Him. You stop pretending that fear does not exist. You stop allowing financial pressure to become the loudest voice in your mind. Say it plainly. Lord, this is where I need your provision. This is where I need wisdom. This is where I need direction. Show me the next right step. There is strength in specific prayer. Rather than asking only for more money, ask for the wisdom to manage your current resources, the courage to pursue honest opportunities, the discipline to make better choices, and the clarity to recognize doors worth walking through. And remember this, provision can arrive through many forms. A new opportunity may appear. A skill may become valuable. A conversation may lead somewhere unexpected. A better decision may prevent a future loss. A burden may become lighter because you finally see a path forward. So speak openly. Name the need in your heart. Place the uncertainty before God without shame or embarrassment. You are not required to pretend that everything is perfect. Faith does not mean denying the problem. Faith means bringing the problem into God's presence and refusing to let fear become your only answer. Now, as you continue this prayer, let every financial concern come forward, one by one, and place it into God's hands with an open heart. Now release the fear that has been sitting quietly behind every financial decision. Fear can become so familiar that it starts to feel like reality. A late bill creates panic. An unexpected expense feels like disaster. A slow month at work makes the future seem hopeless. Soon, every financial thought begins with, "There will never be enough." But fear is a poor guide. When panic takes control, people can make rushed choices, avoid useful opportunities, spend emotionally, or become so overwhelmed that they stop looking for solutions. The problem may still be real, but fear can make it appear larger than every possible answer. Take a breath and bring that fear into prayer. Say in your heart, "Lord, I give you my financial anxiety. I give you the thoughts that keep me awake. I give you my fear of not having enough. Teach me to respond with wisdom instead of panic." This is not a request to ignore reality. Bills still need attention. responsibilities still matter. Wise financial choices still require action. Faith simply changes the spirit in which those actions are taken. Scripture repeatedly points people away from consuming worry and toward trust in God's care. That does not mean every financial problem disappears instantly. It means worry does not need to become the master of your mind. There is a powerful difference between saying, "I have no idea how this will work," and saying, "I may not see the entire path yet, but I can seek wisdom for the next step." Let that difference settle into your heart. You do not need to solve your entire financial future tonight. You need enough peace to recognize the next wise step. You need enough faith to keep moving. You need enough clarity to separate genuine needs from fear-driven thoughts. So breathe slowly. Let your shoulders relax. Place the numbers, the bills, the uncertainty, and the questions before God. Ask for peace that strengthens your judgment, wisdom that guides your choices, and courage that keeps you moving forward even when the full answer has not appeared yet. Now take your prayer one step deeper. Instead of asking only for money, ask God to open the right doors. Ask for opportunities that bring honest progress, useful relationships, fresh ideas, and meaningful work. Sometimes the answer to a financial prayer may not arrive as a sudden deposit. It may begin with a door that gives you a new direction. Pray, "Lord, guide me toward the opportunities that are right for me. Lead me toward honest work. Connect me with people who can bring wisdom, encouragement, and meaningful possibilities into my life. Give me eyes to recognize opportunities and courage to take responsible steps." There may be an idea you have been postponing. There may be a skill you could develop. There may be a conversation you need to start. There may be an opportunity sitting quietly in front of you because fear has made you overlook it. This is why prayer and awareness belong together. Provision can come through practical channels, a new responsibility at work, a useful introduction, a chance to learn something valuable, a creative idea, a better way to manage existing resources. A door that once seemed insignificant may become important later, so ask God for discernment. Not every open door is the right door. Some opportunities look attractive but carry hidden risks. Others may require patience, preparation, or courage before their value becomes clear. Ask for wisdom to recognize the difference, and while you pray, refuse to remain completely passive. Keep your eyes open, pay attention to conversations, notice ideas that keep returning to your mind. Look for honest ways to improve your skills and serve others. Take responsible steps when a genuine opportunity appears. Say, "Lord, open the doors that align with your wisdom, and give me the courage to walk through them." Then remain attentive. Sometimes the answer begins quietly, long before it looks like a miracle. A small opportunity can become a meaningful change when faith, wisdom, preparation, and action meet at the right moment. Now ask for something deeper than receiving more. Ask for wisdom to manage more. Because provision carries responsibility, and greater resources require greater discernment. A person can receive an opportunity and still lose it through careless decisions. That is why this prayer is not only about asking God to provide, it is about becoming ready to handle provision wisely. Pray, "Lord, give me wisdom with every resource that comes into my hands. Teach me when to spend, when to save, when to give, when to invest in learning, and when to wait. Keep me from decisions driven by fear, pressure, pride, or impatience." Biblical stewardship begins with a simple principle: resources should be handled faithfully. The question is not only how much comes into your life, the deeper question is how wisely you manage it once it arrives. Look at the resources already around you. Your time is a resource. Your skills are a resource. Your relationships, knowledge, energy, and opportunities all carry value. Money is only one part of the picture. Sometimes a financial breakthrough begins with learning how to manage a smaller amount with greater care. Tracking spending can reveal patterns. Saving can create breathing room. Learning a useful skill can increase future opportunities. Giving can remind the heart that money is a tool, not the center of life. So ask God for discernment before the opportunity arrives, not only afterward. Pray for the ability to recognize a wise opportunity and the patience to walk away from a harmful one. Ask for discipline when temptation says, spend now. Ask for courage when responsibility says, wait. Ask for generosity without becoming careless, and ambition without becoming consumed by money. You are not simply asking to receive. You are asking to become trustworthy with whatever comes next. Let this prayer shape your character as much as your circumstances. Let wisdom prepare you for provision so that when a new opportunity enters your life, you can recognize it, handle it carefully, and use it with purpose. Listen carefully, because this is where many financial battles begin, not in the bank account, but in the thoughts repeated every day. There will never be enough. Nothing will change. I will always struggle. When these thoughts repeat long enough, they can start sounding like facts, even when they are only fears about the future. Today, you can choose a different response. This does not mean pretending every financial problem is easy. It does not mean denying bills, ignoring responsibilities, or expecting money to appear without action. It means refusing to let a difficult season define your entire future. Say within your heart, my current situation is not the final chapter. God can give me wisdom for the next step. I can learn, I can grow, I can make wiser decisions, I can recognize opportunities, I can move forward with faith. Notice the difference. These words do not promise instant wealth. They create room for hope, responsibility, and action. Scarcity says, there is no path. Faith says, I may not see the path yet, but I can seek guidance for the next step. Scarcity says, one setback means everything is lost. Faith says, this setback can teach me, strengthen me, and help me make a wiser decision. That shift matters because your response to difficulty influences your choices. A fearful mind may freeze. A hopeless mind may stop trying. A peaceful mind can pause, think, seek advice, learn, and act with greater clarity. So release the belief that your present circumstances possess unlimited power over your future. Place those fears before God. Ask for a renewed mind and a steady heart. Pray, Lord, remove the thoughts that keep me trapped in fear. Replace hopelessness with wisdom. Replace panic with peace. Help me see possibilities without becoming reckless. Give me courage to take the next responsible step. Let those words become more than a statement. Let them become the beginning of a new way of responding when financial pressure appears again. Now bring your work before God. Bring your skills, your effort, your ideas, your learning, and even the things you are still trying to understand. Ask God to bless the work of your hands and give you strength to keep growing when results take time. Pray, Lord, guide the work I do. Give me wisdom to improve my skills, discipline to stay consistent, creativity to solve problems, and courage to pursue honest opportunities. Help my efforts become useful to others and meaningful in my own life. Faith is not a reason to sit still and wait for everything to change. Faith can give you the courage to move. Prayer can prepare your heart, while action allows you to respond when an opportunity appears. Think about the abilities already within your reach. Perhaps there is a skill you can strengthen. Perhaps there is knowledge you can turn into useful work. Perhaps you can learn something new that creates another opportunity. Progress may begin with a small decision that seems ordinary today but becomes valuable over time. Scripture frequently praises diligence, faithful work, and wise stewardship. The message is not that effort guarantees wealth. Life is more complicated than that. The deeper lesson is that responsible effort matters. Your actions, habits, and choices can influence the opportunities available to you. So ask God to show you where your effort belongs. Give you patience when progress feels slow. Give you discipline when motivation disappears. Give you humility to learn from mistakes. Give you wisdom to recognize work that is worth pursuing and courage to leave paths that are dishonest or harmful. And remember, your work does not need to look extraordinary to carry value. A small skill developed consistently can become a powerful asset. A simple idea can solve a real problem. A conversation can lead to a new connection. A lesson learned today can prevent a costly mistake tomorrow. Pray over your hands, your mind, your time, and your abilities. Ask God to help you become faithful with the opportunities already in front of you, while preparing you for the opportunities still ahead. Now ask God for protection from the decisions that can quietly pull you away from financial peace. Not every financial opportunity is a blessing. Some offers look exciting because they promise fast results, easy money, or instant success. When fear is already present, those promises can become even harder to resist. Pray, Lord, give me patience before I make important financial decisions. Protect me from impulsive choices, dishonest opportunities, unnecessary debt, and decisions made from desperation. Give me wisdom to recognize the difference between a genuine opportunity and a dangerous promise. Sometimes the answer to a financial prayer is not receiving more money. Sometimes it is being protected from losing money. Think about the decision you might make simply because you feel pressured, the purchase made because everyone else seems to own it, the agreement accepted without reading the details, the risky promise believed because you desperately want your situation to change. These moments require more than hope, they require discernment. Faith does not mean believing every exciting financial claim. Faith can walk alongside wisdom, patience, research, and responsible decision-making. So ask God for the ability to pause. When an opportunity appears, give yourself permission to breathe before saying yes. Seek trustworthy advice when necessary. Read the details. Understand the risks. Consider whether the decision fits your real circumstances. A wise opportunity can survive careful examination. Pray for freedom from the pressure to become wealthy quickly. Ask for contentment strong enough to resist unnecessary spending, and courage strong enough to walk away from something that does not make sense. There is a quiet kind of financial blessing that people often overlook, protection from a mistake that could have created months or years of difficulty. Say, Lord, protect me from decisions that look attractive but lead me away from peace. Give me patience when I feel rushed. Give me clarity when I feel confused. Keep desperation from making my choices for me. Let wisdom slow you down when necessary. Let patience become part of your prayer, and let every financial decision pass through the filter of truth, responsibility, and peace, rather than pressure. Now let your prayer become bigger than your own financial needs. Ask God for provision that allows you to care for your responsibilities, while also giving you the ability to help others when the opportunity comes. Pray, Lord, provide what I need to live responsibly, care for the people entrusted to me, and become a source of kindness where I can. Teach me to handle resources with wisdom, gratitude, and generosity. Money can become meaningful when it serves a purpose beyond personal comfort. A meal shared with someone struggling, help offered to a family member, a useful gift given at the right moment, support for a good cause. Even a simple act of generosity can remind you that resources are tools, not the measure of your worth. Christian stewardship carries this deeper idea. Resources are not simply something to collect. They can be managed faithfully and used to serve others. Generosity does not mean giving away everything or ignoring your own responsibilities. It means developing a heart that understands the difference between wise provision and endless accumulation. So ask God for enough to meet your responsibilities with peace. Ask for wisdom to manage your resources carefully. Ask for opportunities to give without creating unnecessary hardship for yourself or the people who depend on you. And pray for the character to remain generous even before circumstances become perfect. Sometimes a person thinks, once I have more, then I will help. But generosity can begin with small things already within reach: time, encouragement, knowledge, attention, a practical act of service. Money, when available, is only one form of giving. Say, Lord, teach me to receive with gratitude and give with wisdom. Keep me from becoming controlled by money. Let the resources that pass through my hands serve a meaningful purpose. As you continue this prayer, let abundance become more than a number. Let it represent the ability to meet responsibilities, develop your gifts, support others, and live with greater freedom and purpose. Ask God to shape your heart alongside your circumstances, so that greater provision never becomes greater selfishness, but greater capacity to serve, support, and bless others wisely. Now shift your heart from asking to thanking. You have brought your needs before God. You have spoken about your fears, your work, your responsibilities, and your hopes. Now pause and recognize the blessings that are already present. Thank God for another day. Thank Him for strength to keep moving. Thank Him for the ability to learn, work, think, create, and begin again. Thank Him for every opportunity you can see, and even for the opportunities you have not recognized yet. Say, Lord, thank you for being with me while I walk through this season. Thank you for the wisdom you are teaching me. Thank you for the strength to keep going. Thank you for the doors that will open at the right time and the doors that you will help me recognize as wrong for me. Gratitude is not a claim that a specific amount of money is guaranteed to appear. It is an expression of trust. It says, I may not know exactly how everything will unfold, but I refuse to let fear erase my awareness of the good already present in my life. Look closely. Perhaps you can name one person who supports you, one skill you can build, one opportunity still available, one lesson learned from a difficult season, one resource already in your hands. These things matter. Gratitude can also change the atmosphere of prayer. Instead of approaching God only with a list of demands, you begin to pray from recognition and trust. You remember that your financial situation is only one part of your life, and your current circumstances do not define your entire future. So breathe slowly and let gratitude rise before the answer becomes visible. Thank God for guidance before you understand the path. Thank Him for wisdom before you know the decision. Thank Him for strength before the difficult season ends. Thank Him for daily provision before you know how tomorrow will unfold. And as you continue, let every word of gratitude prepare your heart for the prayer ahead. Let fear become quieter. Let trust become stronger. Let your attention move away from the amount you are waiting for and toward the God you are trusting through every step. Now speak these words slowly, not as a guarantee that a certain amount of money must appear, but as a declaration of faith, peace, wisdom, and responsibility. Say, God is guiding my steps. I am not controlled by financial fear. I receive wisdom for every decision. I am open to honest opportunities. I am learning to manage my resources with discipline. I trust God's timing, and I will take the next right step with courage. Again say, I choose peace over panic. I choose wisdom over impulse. I choose patience over desperation. I choose faith over hopelessness. I will remain alert to opportunities and faithful with what is already in my hands. Now let the declarations become prayer. Father, I bring my financial needs before you. You know every responsibility, every concern, every unanswered question, and every need in my heart. Please guide me toward honest opportunities. Give me wisdom to recognize the right doors and courage to walk through them. Protect me from reckless choices, dishonest promises, unnecessary debt, and decisions made from fear. Give me discipline to manage what I already possess. Teach me to work faithfully, learn continuously, spend wisely, save responsibly, and give with a generous heart. When I feel overwhelmed, give me peace. When I feel uncertain, give me clarity. When I feel discouraged, give me strength to keep moving. And now, quietly name the financial need closest to your heart. Speak it to God in your own words. You do not need to hide it. Place it before Him. Lord, I trust you with this need. I trust you with the timing. I trust you with the doors that open and the doors that remain closed. Help me recognize the practical steps in front of me and give me courage to take them. As this prayer ends, keep your heart attentive. Notice the ideas, conversations, opportunities, lessons, and responsible actions that may appear. Let faith move with wisdom, and let prayer lead you toward purposeful action rather than passive waiting.